Hey guys, we're live. I'm going to set up my microphone and get started here. Okay, I should have my mic. Check it, see if my mic's working. Test, test. Can you hear me? Test, test, checking. Can you hear me? All good, sounds good. You know what I realized we forgot? Plates. I'm sure we've got something. Well, anyway, hey guys. So, making this window. I'm sure there's nobody watching, but for the VOD, at least I can explain it before we start. This is nail salon that my fiance and I go to. I get pedicures done here all the time. I got a nice deal worked out with my girl Jess, who owns the place. I paint her windows. She does my pedicures, which is really nice. So every month I come through, or every couple months, and I make a new painting on her window. I did a bunch of fruit last time. You probably saw it if you've seen videos on my channel. This month, I'm going to be making kind of a Halloween themed thing. And so I've already cleaned off the window itself. My next step is to put in kind of a base drawing layer. I gotta find something to paint with on, though. I forgot paper plates, so I gotta find something that I can put the paint on. So I'll be back in a second. Excuse me? Okay. I've got this here that I can use. It'll work for now. So the owner of the salon's not here yet. Thank you. That happens. So Hill's behind the camera. She's kind of on comment duty. So if you are tuning in, let me know where you're watching from. Let me know what's up, how you doing, having a good day. Once the owner gets here, I'll have more plates that I can work with. Somehow I forgot plates, but I've got this and I can work in here for now because all I need is white right now. And I'm going to doodle in kind of our initial lines here. Huh? Oh. Say hi if you're watching. Let me know who you are, where you're from. So the theme this month is, obviously it's October, so we're going a little spooky. She wanted a haunted house, ghosts, cats, bats, things like that. However, She wants it all pink. And so we're going to make that work for her. First thing I'm going to draw in is the haunted house, and we'll put everything around that. I've doodled a basic shape on a piece of paper to follow. That's going to be kind of my guide for now. Okay, so unfortunately, we are right on the side of a main road, so there's going to be a lot of car noise today. But hopefully, this microphone does a good job of preventing you from hearing all of that. But I'm going to just go ahead and cover this in for now. I think this is probably going to be black, so I will paint over it later. Okay. What do you think about that? Look good? So, we'll put the house on a hill. Okay. Fixing the view. Okay, that's fine. Thank you. Okay, so there's our haunted house, at least for now. So she also wants ghosts and cats and all kinds of fun stuff. So I figure maybe we'll put in some headstones, like for graves. Can you see it okay? And so let's do one of these numbers here. And then maybe some like this. We've got a lot of space down here below, so we can put some fun stuff down there. One of the other things I want to put up here is we're going to have some ghosts. And so let's get some ghosts in here. Is my light on? Did you turn the flash on? The light on the camera is on. Did you turn on flash? Maybe we'll put a little guy up here too. I'm open to suggestions too. If you guys have any good ideas, feel free to let me know. Okay, so I said initially that I wanted to do this house black. That was when I was under the impression that the sky was going to be pink, but I don't think I'm going to do the sky. I think I'm just going to do the house and down. So the house is going to be pink. And so in order to make the pink stand out, the whole thing's got to turn white first. Sorry, give me 2 seconds. You turned my flashlight on, yeah. Yeah, there's a button to press to turn it off. Try to conserve battery. I don't really need the lighting. Getting any comments? Nobody? Good morning. Cool. Yeah, great. Whatever. Morning, Dad. Or see you later, Dad. Thank you for leaving a comment. Yeah, feel free to tell me everything that people say. We're still working out the kinks on some of this stuff. Okay. So, in terms of the stuff on the ground, that is not going to be pink. That's going to be probably black and kind of gray. So, I don't think I have to paint that white to begin with. Obviously, there's going to be windows in my haunted house here, but I don't have to do that yet. I'll add those later. I'm doing my squint test here, so I'm going to back up a little. All right. What do you think? Pretty good, yeah? So we've got our ghosts, we've got our house. I'm going to put a cat in somewhere, probably down here. Let's put that in. And maybe a moon. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. I like that. If any of you guys got suggestions, let me know as well. I'm thinking a cat would go nice here. So let's do. Right? So there's the head. And we'll get this in here. What do you think about that? Yeah? Looking nice and feline. Maybe a little thick, huh? So one of the things I can do here while the paint's still wet is I can take a kind of damp towel and wipe some of it away. Get it closer to something I want. Looks pretty good. And we'll put a moon in and maybe some clouds. So I'm thinking crescent moon. Yeah, so I want to add bats as well, but I can't do that with this big ass brush. So I got to scale my brush down a little. I've got some water in a bowl off to the side here that I'm going to clean my brush out with. And then we'll Bob Ross it, beat the devil out of it. Hillary didn't seem to like that one very much. So, little brush. I can make bats with this guy. I'm gonna put some bats up here. Good. I'm probably in the way here for these bats, huh? So there's some bats. Can you see those okay? So I think that's a good guide for what we're going to be doing so far. Now, there's also a small door over here that we need to paint. And I'm thinking what would be fun, this is a nail salon. What about if we did like a zombie's hand coming out of the air, coming out of the ground, and it's got painted nails? You think that'd be cool, Hill? Right? I think that'd be cool. So I gotta let this dry. So we'll jump over to the other side and spooky tree. Okay. No, I totally agree with you. So when it comes to trees, there's no really right or wrong way to do it. As long as you are loose and not perfectly regularly spaced, it's pretty good. Should I put a little bit of leafage on it or leave it dead? Huh? Yeah, it's behind the house. Here. Okay. Once again, easy fix. Wet rag, I can wipe it right off. Getting suggestions while I paint?
I like that, yeah.
Yeah. Makes me have to think on my feet. Okay. And so now we will replace some of those branches I just wiped away. All right. I think that's pretty good, yeah? I'm going to come see what you guys can see. Okay. I want more tree up here.
I thought you were going to trim the tree to the left so you guys see it on the side. Oh, wow. That makes it a lot happier. Now it's going to look more like my back fence.
So I figure this is probably an oak tree, considering how flat the branches get on the sides here. And that means, Dad, that's where you want to be sitting under when you go hunting for deer, because they love to eat them some oak. Some oak? They love to eat them some acorns when they drop in this season. Sorry, my light is still on, but I turned it off, so I don't know what the deal is with that thing. Maybe it thinks it's too dark. I don't know. Okay, so I gotta let this dry, so I'm gonna readjust you, but I'm gonna sit by the door and we'll do our little zombie hand coming out with some painted nails. No, I'm gonna sit on the floor. So we're going to drop you down here. So my space that I get on this door is down at the bottom. Put you there, right like that. Okay, so now for a zombie hand. I gotta give myself a little more white paint. And I'll come sit down with you here. Yeah. Ugh. Okay, so zombie hand coming out of the ground. Let's do the ground first. And then for the hand, I never suggest drawing any kind of like human anatomy without a reference. And I've got my favorite reference of all time, my own hand. So
How easy is it to take that off and just
actually really easy. So we've got a bench scraper putty knife type of deal, and you just wet it and it scrapes right off. You should probably use acetone. We forgot acetone. However, it is a nail salon, so they got a ton of acetone, but it's not too hard to scrape off at all. It took me about 5 to 10 minutes before I started a live stream to scrape all the acetone off. Okay, so zombie hand coming out of the ground. Start with a shape like this. Okay, so it's gonna be kind of like that. So I just got to look at it. What's up? What's up over there? Okay. Acrylic paint dries pretty quickly. It's how fast does it dry? Well, it depends on the humidity and a lot of factors, but I can expect that by the time I'm finished with this guy, that side will be dry. So, if you watch like old Disney movies, all the princesses, whenever they drew their hands, the middle finger and the ring finger, they always attach to one another. Um, and I just always do that because it simplifies the hand a lot for me. What's up? Yeah, it does dry pretty quickly. Um, so the way paint dries, and I'm explaining this to a man who, my dad's asking the question. I'm explaining this to a man who sold paint professionally for at least a decade, probably more. But for those of you who maybe have not been experienced with paint as much as he has or I have, paint dries due to evaporation. All the water in the paint evaporates eventually, and that's what causes the paint to dry. This bird really is interested in my sentences as well. But the faster the water evaporates, the faster the paint's going to dry. So, being in a circumstance, for example, like really hot outside, will speed up the drying process because that'll speed up the evaporation. However, if it's really humid, that'll slow down the evaporation. And so it varies a lot. Okay, so I don't like this pinky very much. And I'm going to do something about it. And so you can see here, I've got a same rag from earlier. I can wipe away. Yeah, hot glass would speed up the drying process as well. Okay, so he's breaking out of the ground, so let's give him some dirt around it. And I'll do some little flicks of white for like grass. And we will come back later and put colors in here, obviously. So let's give him some long nails. What do you think about that?
There's about to be a straight up bird wall. As nice as it is out today, the glasses isn't as hot as it could be.
No, not at all. It's really nice out today. It's probably 80 degrees, 79 degrees, something like that. And it's not super humid. So this is perfect conditions for me. as a human being, and it's perfect conditions for this paint because it won't dry super quickly. So I have a lot of time to fix mistakes and things like that.
$71.
71? Dang, it's even colder than I thought. So I think this thumb is too soft, like too relaxed. So I'm gonna wipe it away with my wet rag.
Your dad said enhance mistakes for Johnson. We don't make mistakes.
Yeah, something like that, Dad. We don't make mistakes. Well, Dad made one mistake, but he divorced her like almost 35 years ago. So he hasn't made any mistakes in like 35 years. Just ask Mom. She'll tell you. Dad hasn't made a single mistake for 35 years. Okay, there's our zombie hand with fun little nails. Let's go check on the other guy. Love you too, Dad. What's up?
I hate that a couple nails are behind his.
Yeah, whatever. As long as the thumb.
That come up.
Yeah. Sorry, just trying to get you guys in a good spot here. The ground's kind of funky. Dad says, so I think you should make the hand coming out of a grave so I can put a tombstone in the back. It's the hump of the grave and his hand's coming out of it. Okay, I like that idea, Dad. So I will do that, actually. I'm going to do that really quickly. Um, what I'm going to do, actually, so that I don't lose that hand, is I'm going to let it dry. Then when I come back to paint the hand, I will put the tombstone in. So this is not all the way dry yet, which is a little unfortunate, but is not the end of the world because there's other things we can do while we're waiting for some of the thicker stuff to dry. One of those things is paint the ground. So that's what I'm going to do first. I'm going to paint the floor here. Can you see if she's got paper plates in there? What I'm thinking for the ground is it's going to be mostly gray. So a lot of black, a lot of white. Maybe I'll throw some brown in there. but I don't want it to stand out. So it's not going to be too crazy, whatever it is that we do. I want the pink haunted mansion to be the main thing here, which is, I think, going to stand out no matter what I do. So I'm not too concerned about it. Hill just ran inside to check and see if we've got any paper plates in there, which we should. But once again, here's my plan versus the house I actually did. I think it turned out pretty nice. It's not exact, but that's okay. But what we're gonna do is all of this is gonna be painted. But I just didn't want to waste all my white paint. We're gonna make it kind of like a gray, blue, brown, something, something. And then the house itself is gonna be pink. The clouds are gonna be pink, and the bats are gonna be pink. White ghosts, black cat, black tree, maybe a white tree, pink tree, gray tombstones or black tombstones, or maybe a couple different colors of tombstone. Maybe a yellow moon or white. We'll keep it. We'll see. But that's kind of the main setup here that I'm thinking of. Lots of pink, lots of black and gray and white. Jess, the girl who runs the shop, loves the color pink. She's got a white Jeep, but it would be bright pink if she wasn't leasing it. If she owned it, it would be bright pink Jeep. Check on these paper towels. Yeah, I mean, it's on me. I should have grabbed the paper plates. We were running a little behind today, but I think we got something. Oh, yeah, that'll work. I don't need much. I'm not going to do a ton of mixing. Here we go. We got a little to-go container. I'm going to... Can you multi-tool this in half, honey? Oh, never mind. I just tore it in half. Thank you, dear. Okay, so we'll start with one of these halves. Get some white and black going on. Make me a nice gray for the ground. So I don't want to mix these paints on my palette because then it'll be one smooth color and that'll be pretty boring. So I'm going to kind of separate them a little bit. That way I can work them together without getting a perfectly smooth color. Okay, and we got to fill in a lot of space, so I'm going to use my big dog brush here, and we'll go in like this. So I'm going to give myself a little bit of water here. You see how it's kind of streaky and it's not all one smooth color? That's what I'm looking for. I don't want it to be straight, smooth gray because that's boring. But I also don't want to work too hard to get it streaky. So the best way to do that is to just let the colors mix themselves while I paint. when it comes to getting around the cat, I will size down my brush a little. So that's what I can realistically do with my big brush. I'll get that little part that I'm missing with the smaller brush. So I'm gonna clean this guy out first. This is acrylic paint, so when it dries, it kind of just turns to plastic. So if I don't clean it off my brushes right away, it'll ruin my brushes. Which, whatever, you know, this is a shitty brush, but I'd rather use it, you know, than destroy it. Okay. Get a little gray going on back here. I'm not worried about overlapping the cat a little bit because I can go in and paint on top, obviously. That's one of the nice things about most paints, especially acrylic, is that since it dries so quickly, I can layer it nicely. Okay, so one of the things I want to do here to draw your focus into the middle of the painting is give it what's called a vignette. And what that is the edges are darker than the center, and it kind of draws your eyes in. So I'm going to go with some black here and darken up this bottom corner. And do the same over here. What's up? Oh yeah, if you're just tuning in, let me know where you're from, where you're watching from. Last stream we had a guy watching from Europe, I think. There's a guy in the UK, right? That's what he said. Put a shadow under my cat here. And so that just kind of pushes my eyes toward the center. If I darken up the other edges, I've got nowhere else to look. Cool. While I've got gray, I think I'm going to make the tree gray. But obviously I can't do that with this huge ass brush. So I'm going to clean them off. Okay. So there we go. I'm just going to follow kind of the white as best as I can. Okay, so you see that that's not one smooth color, but that's exactly what I want. And then I'm going to come in here with a darker color, and I'm going to add some shadows to this side that's not facing the moon. Okay. Now, how about a little bit of highlight on some of these areas that could use it? Okay, there's my tree, nice and gray. How's that looking from where you're at, Hale? Looking good? So, I can now, I'm almost at a point where I can do the house. I'm definitely dry up here. So I'm gonna make some of these other things before I get to the house. I think I want the moon to be a little yellow, but I'll do that later when I do the house because I want to do some windows. But I can do some of my clouds and things like that. So I'm gonna clean my brush off and I'm gonna open up my new palette and we're gonna make some pink here. I love this pink. It's so vibrant. I'm gonna do pink clouds. Cool, right? This pink paint is very translucent. So if you've never watched my channel before, there's 3 types of ways that paint or anything could be. There is transparent, which is like glass, completely see-through. There's opaque, which is like this wall, not see-through at all. And then there's translucent, which is anything in between those two. And this paint is translucent, but it's very close to transparent. Like it's very see-through. And so I've got to be very thick with this paint if I want it to stay. That's why I painted white down first, because white is a more opaque color and the pink will sit on top of that And if I just paint pink on the window, you can see it's very see-through. And so that's a problem. So I avoid that by painting white first. I bet a bunch of you freaked out when I just put that big spot of pink down. Okay, so there's our pink clouds. I'm thinking black bats, but let's give them kind of a pink outline. How about that? So we'll make them pink first. You know what? I think I like the pink bats. So I'm going to keep them pink, but I am going to give them a black outline later. I think that'll be nice. Cool. And we'll do some pink tombstones. So there's going to be more refining that I got to do later. But for now, I'm just kind of getting colors down. Okay. We're almost there on our house. I don't need to do too much to our ghosts. But I can do that for now. Give it a few more minutes, right? So I gotta find a round brush, which I've got plenty of over here. Come on, be smarter than the bag, Johnson. There we go. Okay, so I've got a little brush. I'm gonna go into black. I dipped it in water. And we're gonna go give them cute little faces. You like? What's up? Yeah, he does a little bit, unfortunately. I could give him little hands. Should I give him little hands?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So our ghosts look a little not safe for work. So what I'm going to do is give them some little hands. So they're a little more child friendly. That guy's doing the Thriller dance. So there we go. Our ghosts look a little less like something. I don't know what I can and can't say here. So okay, so our house has got to be getting close to dry here. Yeah, it's very close. It's quite tacky. I'm gonna do our cat. No, our cat's even less dry. So I'm gonna get right onto the house then. I just got to be gentle, which is not a problem. I'm not going to use big dog because I feel like that's a little bit much. So I'm going to use this medium dog. We got to get some more pink out for ourselves. This ain't going to be enough, but I'll refill when I need to. All right. So there's going to be windows, but I'm not going to do the windows yet. I'll do the windows later. I'll come back in with some more white. And then I'll make them yellow so they like glow. So while I'm painting, I'm always thinking about kind of what my next step is going to be. Thinking ahead to the future. And obviously, I'm not just going to make this pink and leave it like that. So I'm thinking I'm going to add an outline. But I don't know if I want to do a white outline or a black outline. I think white's going to look better. A little more pink. Okay. House is filled in. Looking good. So the cat is not going to be pink. The cat's going to be black. So I can do that. Clean my brush out. Get some black. I'll take that from you. But fill a little more black. Okay. So we're going to paint this whole cat black for now. So you can see the white underneath is still a little bit wet. It's mixing in with my black a touch. It's not the end of the world. Do the Bears play today, Hill? Do the Bears play today? Who are they playing? So there's the first layer of our black cat. While I've got some black here, the Commanders tomorrow night, I want to do kind of a dark gray foundation under our house here. That looks good, right? Okay, so that's kind of the base color for what we got going on. Now, I'm going to clean this guy out. And we've got to let a lot of that dry so we can put another layer on top. So I think we can move back over to the door and keep working on our zombie over here. Now, I've been thinking about what I want to do for him. I don't want to do green. I don't want to get out any more paint than I have to. So I'm going to make his skin gray. And I'm going to do bright pink nails. So that way we keep it the same kind of theme as the rest of this. So I'll jump over there and I'll bring you with me. Uh-oh. Ambulance. Wee-woo, wee-woo, wee-woo. Okay. Let's readjust you. What's up? Yeah, I said the same thing. Hillary was saying, wee-woo. Okay. Got you back here. Ugh. Get some more brushes to work with. Okay, so we're gonna have pink nails. So let's do that first. You like it? Can you give me a rag, actually, Hal? And the water bucket.
That's
Ugh. There's a bunch of prickers in the grass over here. I keep stepping in them. And so they're digging into my Crocs. Okay, so pink nails, right? We're gonna go with a light gray. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I'm making a nice even gray color that I can then come through and add highlights and shadows to. All right, so there's a nice even gray. Now I'll get some black and we can put some shadows down. Add a line here. Okay. Now I'm going to get some white for highlighting. Not a righty. That's the hard part. Okay. There's that. We'll add some knuckle highlights. Okay. So I'm going to do some ground down here. That's pretty much just black. Or at least it's darker than the hand. You see I'm doing these random squiggles. That's what I like to do for anything natural such as this. I'm not really concerned with consistency or fluidity here. So it is the ground. Okay. Adding some grass flicks here. Just like I did initially. Okay, so then my dad suggested that we add a tombstone behind the hand, which I think is a good idea. So it's going to be really dark gray. Ooh, somebody was not just happy. If you're just tuning in, let me know where you're from. Ask any questions you've got. I've got Miss Hillary reading comments, so I can answer any questions you may have. Okay, I'm gonna do some little details here. Okay, I'd say that's pretty good. It's not the greatest hand in the world, but I think you can tell what it is. How's this look for you, Hill? Good? I think my comment reader fell asleep. She definitely fell asleep. All right, we're gonna move up. Ugh. I can't hear you. What?
Like shadow gray around the
Yeah. You got to speak up, dude. I can't hear you over the traffic. Okay. So we'll let that dry. We'll come back and do more work to that if we want to later. My battery is getting low. Okay, so my battery is getting kind of low here. So I have to unplug the mic to charge the phone, unfortunately. Hill's still going to ask me questions, but I'll just have to walk up to you. We'll grab that in a second. But I am now at a point where I can start doing finer detail work. So I'm going to add the windows into my house, do some outlining and things like that. Yeah, we're at the detail stage. We're close to done here. So I'm going to unplug the microphone. Plug my phone in. Okay. So let me know how that sounds. I know it's not going to be as good. Yeah, okay. So unfortunately, we got to do what we got to do. We got to charge the phone. And my microphone has to plug into the phone. So sucks to suck. All right, so let's get to the detail work. So I'm going to tell you what I'm doing now while you can still hear me. I'm going to add white for the windows. Then we're gonna come in with black to do some line work on the house. And then we'll get some yellow, which I'll come back and talk a little bit more about, and do the cloud, I mean not the cloud, the moon, and maybe make the windows glow yellow a little bit. And once the cat's dry, I'm gonna add some white where the eyes go, and then we'll paint them also maybe yellow. But for now, let's start with the house. So I'm making the tops of the windows wider than the bottoms to keep with the theme of the house. I don't know how well you can tell. Yeah. Okay, so there's all our windows. That's all I'm going to do for windows. Now I'm going to take my lining brush that I use to make the faces on my ghosts and get some more black, and I'm going to do some outlining. okay? Okay, there we go. My phone got too hot. Sitting in the sun, I guess that's bound to happen, right? You haven't missed much. I'm just going to continue where I left off. So I'm kind of making stuff up as I go. What? Oh yeah, if you're just now tuning in for the first time, let me know where you're from. I've got Hillary sitting behind you watching the chat, so I'll be able to know where you guys are coming from and answer any questions you've got if you just joined. So let me know. Okay, are we back? Sorry, this charger is like a supercharger, and it makes my phone overheat. Hopefully you didn't miss too much.
Yeah, at least that's better.
23%. Okay. What's up? Outlining ghosts? Okay. You gotta yell at me. I can't hear anything. So there's the house. I'm gonna also outline the ghost with black as well. Yeah. Ghosted. There's a ghost. I'm gonna do the tombstones as well. So on our little tombstones, I put JJ and HA, John Johnson, Hillary Anderson. Just thought that would be cute and fun. So there's our bats. I'm gonna put some shingles, but I don't want to do the whole thing, so I'm just gonna indicate a few. How's that? Yeah? Just to give it some, just to break it up a little bit. I think that looks pretty good. So I'm gonna take some of this black and do my cloud shadows as well. Nothing crazy, mostly random, just to give it a little more definition. Okay. I stepped on my pink paint. Oops. I accidentally stepped on my pink paint. It's okay, I cleaned my shoe. I'm gonna add the cat's eyes. Hello, Heatwave. I don't know who that is. I assume I know you. Let me know who you are, Heatwave.
It's Quaid.
Oh, hey, Quaid.
What is up? Goat in the house. Oh man, he's getting ready for church, I bet. Trish Bancher said hi.
Hey, Trish. So we got his eyes in. I think I'm gonna give him some whiskers too, but I'm not gonna do a nose because his nose is black anyway. Maybe I'll do a little highlight where the nose is supposed to go, and then I'll put some whiskers in. But to do that, I need to wet my brush a little more, so I gotta go get some water. Yeah?
Yes.
So I gotta let that dry and I'm gonna do his eyes yellow. But I can do the moon for now, so I gotta get some new color.
Quaid said spooky season red.
Can they hear you? Yeah, spooky season for sure, Quaid. This is my nail girl. She told me I want haunted house, ghost, cat, pink. I said, okay. I'll do exactly that. Yeah, winner.
He said nailed it.
So Hillary wants me to do some stars in the sky. I think that's a good idea. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mix a white-yellow combination and put a couple dots up there for stars. And we'll make the spookiest constellation, the Big Dipper.
What?
The only constellation I know how to make.
Oh my god, I love you all.
Huh? Okay. Let's go into the eyes.
Oh my god. Oh, Big Dipper almost threw me, man.
Who said that, Quaid? We're back. Sorry. It's hot out. There we go. I found a better spot. I'm trying to tighten the thing. Okay. I don't think you missed much. Okay. I charged my phone a little bit. My mic should be working again. Double check for me, Hill. Make sure the mic's working. If you guys could leave me a comment, let me know if the mic's good. I'd appreciate that. It's so hot out here that if the phone gets too much sun, it shuts off. But fortunately, I can just pick the stream right back up once I log back in and once it cools down. So I think I was saying before that, um, we we got to be careful. I made that Big Dipper the spookiest constellation, and my friend Quaid said it might be too spooky, and I said I think this stream is no longer safe for children because of this spooky constellation. I'm here now. I'm gonna add some white highlights to my clouds up top.
Keep going.
I'm good. I got a microphone on, so they can hear me well, but probably not you at all. So I'm gonna add little bits of white to some of these stars that I think could use it. Kind of my bigger ones. And my spooky Big Dipper. Do what on the roof? Yeah, I'm gonna do that now. So I want these windows to glow. So just like I did for the moon, now that these whites are dry, I'm gonna add some yellow. I'm not really concerned with covering it completely. I'm also gonna come in with white maybe and add kind of some glow. Here we go. Okay, so that just gives them a little bit of yellow glow. And I'm going to go with a little bit of white here in the centers. And while it's wet, blend some of that in. Okay, so let's do our cat's eyeballs and then we'll call it finished. Going black here. We will go Did I overheat again? Hell. No, I didn't. Okay. Okay. I think that about does it. I'm going to add some little bits of grass poking up over the cat just to break up this bottom edge. Yeah, okay. Hillary made a good point. Let's add a spider web.
Hillary made a good point.
No, don't freeze on that. I'm still live. I think that's just your phone. How's that? Like it? That's okay. For those of us watching, what do we think? Any other suggestions? Obviously, I'm mostly finished here, but if you guys come up with any good ideas, I'll add them into the painting. So let me know. What do you think I should add? I think I'm pretty close to finished. You think there's anything I'm missing or anything that I need to touch up more? Let me know. No, I'm going to leave it gray.
Should you put on like bracelet on the zombie wrist, like a hot bracelet?
I could do a little bracelet, yeah.
It needs like another color on it.
Yeah, if you want to come over here. So I'm going to add a bracelet to my zombie hand. You should just be able to zoom in. Yeah.
But it needs to like come down.
Well, then lower it. Overheat it again. How's that look?
Yes.
So we're going to add a little bracelet to our zombie here. I'm going to go... Can you hand me my water? Yep. I gotta let Jess out anyway. Hang on. Yeah, go ahead.
Do you need me to leave the door unlocked?
No, you can lock it.
You sure?
Yeah, we're done. You like your pinky nail zombie?
I love it. I freaking love it.
So we're gonna give this zombie a bracelet, and then I think that's about everything. If you got any other ideas, comment, let me know.
So cool. Have fun, guys. Talk to you later.
Yeah, talk to you later, Jess.
Wish you could see people.
Your phone's dead?
Yeah. Okay. I think I need to.
Should I add a little bead on it? What should I add? Like a little cross?
Oh, cross would be funny because it's a zombie, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Do the how they you do the sideways cross. Oh. That might be fun.
Huh? So I'm gonna come through and add some shadows. Give me the pink.
Yellow.
Yellow or pink, one of the two. I think I'm gonna make this cross yellow so that we have all of our colors in each of them. Maybe some little spots here so it looks like it's a bead bracelet. I'll put some pink spots too. Cool.
Yeah, that's some Swifty vibes. That's cool. Oh shoot! Highlight.
Okay, so that's that. I'm not gonna mess with this anymore. What do you guys think? Anybody got any better ideas to finish up the other side with, or what? You think we're done? I'll give you guys another look. Tell me what you think. Hillary thinks that's a man's hand. Thanks, honey. Appreciate it. Okay, so that's what we got. Do I need to add anything else? What are we thinking? I'm going to do one of these numbers. And I think I'm finished. So we'll sign it and we'll get the hell out of here. I didn't bring a pen though, did I? I got to sign with a brush. Yeah. That's what.
You didn't sign with the brush or the other one?
I think I did, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to readjust us. We're going to go ahead and sign down here in the bottom corner. I think I'm going to make my signature pink, but in order to do that, I got to make it white first. Okay, so here we go. Hill, could you grab that water for me again? Sorry. Thank you. John Johnson II. And it is 2025. Talking to this.
What?
Talking to the microphone.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Just cover up this little spot that I accidentally put on here. Mix it gray. A little more black. Okay. There we go. So I'm going to back you up, show you the final product, and we'll get the hell out of here. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate all of the views that I do get. I'm going to spray this to seal it, and then we can leave. I'm going to move you over here into the shade. Not the greatest view, I know, but it's just a spray. Thank you, dear. So this is Mod Podge Clear Acrylic Sealer. If I were to leave this without sealing it, the next time it rains, it'd be gone. So I spray this on top of it so that it stays intact for next month or the month after. You gotta be careful with this stuff. There's a reason you gotta be 18 to buy it. This stuff will mess you up, man. I know. I just said there's a reason you gotta be 18 to buy this shit.
You should have a mask on.
Probably. Actually, Trish, if you're still watching, stop. Trish, she runs Keeply County Beautiful, and this is definitely not good for the environment to be spraying this all over the place. Okay, there we go. We got to spray the little guy, but I'll do that off cam. I'm going to put you here. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. If you enjoyed watching this, don't forget to leave a like. This VOD will probably go public on my channel to rewatch or skip through if you missed any parts or you wanted some instruction. It usually takes about a day to go live on my channel, but I'll make sure to let you guys know when that happens. Once again, thank you guys all for watching, and all of you who have been leaving comments. I really appreciate it. I'll be back to do this in a month and a half or so, and so we'll do another live stream just like this. I also plan to go live most Sundays, not for this long, usually about an hour. I make paintings for work. Loud guy on a motorcycle, sorry. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. I'll let you look at this for a minute or so while I clean up, and we'll call it there.
Was the way to get the rest of it?
Yeah. Okay, see you guys later.